Afternoon and welcome to Jeff and the Rabbi. Well, we got a very happy show for you today here, a happy smiling show, because our topic today is happiness. Happiness, and I'm thinking about happiness.
Yeah.
And, I'll have a conversation with some friends, and, we'll get to talking. What's your real purpose in life? What's it all about for you? And most of the time, the answer I get from people is, I want to be happy. Happiness is my purpose. I want my family to be happy. So then I say, well, what do you mean by happy? What's your definition? And they usually give that typical, answer that you give when you're like being interviewed on the news. I just want to be content, and my family has everything they need to eat and get to school, and then just no troubles. Nobody worrying me. I just want to be happy. Now, I think it's a great definition. The problem is that content feeling usually lasts until the guy down the road is more contenter, excuse the vocabulary, than you are. And then, well, maybe I just need a little bit more, then I'll be happy if I had that bigger car. And if maybe, he goes on more vacations to me. If I go on another vacation, then I'll be happy. So it usually means the guy that wants just to be content and happy, and he thinks that's the goal in life, doesn't end up being that happy.
I'm just one line of cocaine short from being happy. Just one line.
And that's usually, so it's usually the line of cocaine, the drink at the end of the night, or these days, let me up my cocktail of medication that the psychiatrist has me on.
Right.
So now I'm happy until maybe 3 weeks from now. You might have to change it a little bit more, maybe more Prozac or whatever it takes, and then I'm happy. So this is a great topic today. What is the Jewish definition of happiness? Is that it? Just being content, lying on the beach with your feet up in the air, no worries in the world, life just going by smoothly? Is that happiness?
I remember hearing from a guy one time that someone said to him, "How you doing?" And he said, "Everything's great. The entire family, all our meds are in sync. My meds, my wife's meds, my kids' meds, the dog's meds.
That's rare in sync. And that's great."
And it was like, great, because all the meds were in sync and everyone was just happy, right?
See, it's great. See, in my house, it doesn't work that way. We've invented something new. It's called tripolar. We've got poles everywhere. We just, we bounce back and forth across the wall. So we're happy sometimes, we're giddy sometimes, and then sometimes we're horribly depressed. Mm-hmm. So I'm not really sure what the definition is.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
So why are we talking about Purim or happiness?
Well, obviously Purim, we got it all coming up.
And specifically, this Thursday is going to be the first day of the Hebrew month of Adar.
The second Hebrew month of Adar.
The second month of Adar, yes.
Right.
Some years there are 2 months of Adar. By the way, when we do in the Hebrew calendar is 354 days long generally. Could be even 355, 56, but it's usually 354. And
it's really messed me up because today is actually my birthday because it messed me up this double month of Adar. So today, even though it's really not usually my birthday, because because this is the end of the other Adar, so it's all confusing. I know.
Wow. Well, that's
why I'm so happy today.
That's pretty interesting, because is really strange because, it comes around the same every 19 years. Your English and your Hebrew birthday are supposed to come out on the same day.
No, this is just my Hebrew birthday. But that's why I'm so young, because I only counted.
Well, that's how I figured, only being like 38, so, you'd only have you'd only be on your second round of coming up
and
to
that's what keeps me happy.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
So, when we add in, because we always end up about 11 days short from the solar calendar, and the Jewish calendar calls for regular reconciliation with the solar calendar. So every few years we add in another month and gets us back in sync. So we fall behind about every 3 years. We fall behind about 33 days. Then we add in another month. It catches us up, and so on and so forth. So this is one of those catch-up years where we added in an extra month of Adar. But the one that is celebrated, wherein the month of Purim comes out, is always the month before the month of Nisan. The month of Nisan is the month that has the holiday of Passover in it. The month before that is the month of Adar, and that has the holiday of Purim in it.
So I've been being joyous for a whole month, and I didn't.
Yeah. Now, are you depressed now?
That you were happy that you were 30 days. I was extra happy for nothing.
So therefore, we have a law. This is where it's really interesting. I cannot imagine that any other religion certainly any other government, has a law that says when the month of Adar starts, you're supposed to increase your happiness. Can you imagine that? There's a law that you have to be more happy? Yep. Like, how would, if this was like a governmental law, how would they enforce it? How would you check people out, find out, are you more happy? Are you happier today than you were? Oh, yeah, I'm really happy. I promise.
Yeah.
Huge smile, no smile, more. Okay.
Till it hurts.
How do you do that? So it's really strange. We have a law to be happy. Obviously, if you make a law to be happy, it cannot be that being happy is dependent on any external factor.
That's a good point.
Because if it was, how could you make a law that a person is supposed to be more happy? Impossible. Because you don't know what the factors are going to be. Must be that we have within ourselves the ability, regardless of anything else that's happening, any external events all around us, we have the ability to be happy or happier. Both happy and happier. To increase that.
Right.
That's something that each person has. Now, when the month of Adar comes, we're supposed to be happy. So we have to ask ourselves, why is it? What is it about the month of Adar comes that makes us happy? I mean, I could say maybe the holiday, the month of Nisan comes, which was it contains in it the holiday of Passover. We got out of Egypt and we became a people and all kinds of good stuff. Springtime,
That would make more sense, you think?
Yeah. So why not that? Why the month of Adar? So the month of Adar has the holiday of Purim in it. But still, that doesn't answer the question. So we really have to stop and take a look at happiness. Here is where there's a big problem. And I just read this story. I just got an email from someone, and he had this story in it, and I thought it was a phenomenal story. It sums up exactly what we're talking about. A guy has put down money for a family trip to Disney World.
Right.
Okay? He's got kids, and they're taking along their kids. He's got 5 kids. He's got 5 kids under 10, and he's taking the kids to Disney World.
Sounds like a great car ride to me.
Yeah. This is a big deal, okay? Ooh. He has already put down money, got reservations. This is costing him a pretty penny. He has already put down $10,000 of money that is not refundable, right? And they're getting ready to go on this trip. Shortly before they get ready to go on the trip, father-in-law is seriously ill and needs massive heart operation. Wow. Son came up, heart attack, whatever it was. Father-in-law needs a massive heart operation. So the wife is all distressed, She can't very well go off to Disney World when her dad is being operated on for his life. The whole family has come in. Everyone's in the waiting room, and she's like,
"Gotta go to Disney World."
So sorry, but we already had tickets.
We had plans.
Right. So she said, I can't go. I can't go. You go without me. Right? She says to the husband. Husband says, I get it. You can't go. I mean, you can't very well go to Disney World. You'll be calling back every 10 minutes. Right. Or what if she calls back from from Space Mountain? Oh, Dad didn't make it. Oh, rats!
Well, we've been in line for 3 hours for this ride.
So. As soon as I'm done with the ride, we're going to come home for that. So you understood. Right. She can't go. Right. She's got to stay there. So the guy says, "Well, I'll take the kids." Should he take the kids or shouldn't he take the kids? Okay.
I'd say yes, but okay.
So he's got, he's thinking I got to go. Of course, the kids have been thinking Disney World. They've been talking Disney World. They got all at Disney World, so they're all ready to go. They can't believe it. They've picked out their rides. They're waiting for this. It's going to be the best thing in the whole wide world. And now they're being told Grandpa is sick and he's in a hospital. But these kids are all under 10.
They don't really get that.
They don't get that. They don't know what's going on. So he's thinking, and to tell you the truth, he did put down the money, and at $10,000, you're not refundable. Pretty difficult, right? How are you going to back out at this point? So anyway, should he or shouldn't he? So this guy that I got the email from, he told the person with the Disney dilemma, he said, "Don't go. Don't go." He told them not to go. He said, because your children need to learn that there are things that are more important than Disney World. And there are things that are more important than feeling good or having a fun time. And that is that right now, Grandpa is sick, very seriously sick, and he might die. Mom has to be with him in the hospital because it's her dad, right? Yep. And we can't very well just like shoot on off to Disney World, leave Mom behind, sitting in the waiting room, not knowing if her dad is going to die or not. And this is really serious, and it's a sad thing. Now, he says, what about the $10,000? He says, you know what? You will be spending $10,000 to teach your children an important life lesson. And when you're all said and done with teaching them the important life lesson, this is what the guy contended, you can be happy because you know you spent the money well. He says, why did you want to spend the 10 grand, which actually was more than 10 grand, it was 10 grand of it was not refundable. Right? I mean, it's going to be more than 10, right? But just 10 of it was not refundable. Okay? Why did you want to spend the money to go to Disney World in the first place? Ask yourself, why do you want to do that?
I guess it would make everybody happy.
To make everybody happy. That's right. You want everyone's going to be happy. So he said, what you could find out is, and hopefully what everyone will learn is, that you can be happy by doing the right thing, even if that's not fun.
Have that conversation with a 10-year-old and see how that works.
Doesn't feel good, right. And the kid might not get it. Now, let's say someone said to you, you could teach your children that doing the right thing generates more happiness than having fun, and it will cost $10,000. Everyone's going to whip out their checkbook.
If that would work.
If that would work. If that'll work, and you knew it would work,
right.
So then you would say $10,000, great investment, because it'll pay off many times in their lives, over and over and over again. It'll pay off. It'll be worth much more than $10,000. I mean, after all, you're hoping to go to Disney World. You're hoping to gain all this stuff like you want family, the cohesion of the family. You want the joint experience. Right. You want all the stuff, and be together and the smiles and the fun and to share it together and the family time and all that stuff. Why? Because you want to create lasting memories and hopefully lessons that'll be with them. Well, this is an opportunity to spend the money on some lessons that will be hopefully lasting, everlasting, and they'll learn some things that are of ultimate value. In other words, whether you agree with this particular decision or not.
I'm a little iffy on that one.
Okay. Yeah. You don't have to. This is what this guy, this was his decision. That's what he advised him.
Right.
The guy said to him, what do you think I should do? And he said to him, this is what I think you should do. Okay. So the point is, though, that we spend a lot of time feeling good, presuming that by feeling good, we will automatically be happy, because when you feel good, you're happy. The reality is that feeling good and being happy don't really have anything to do with each other.
I see that, yeah.
Right? And they really don't. As a matter of fact, many times you could feel good. Let's say the wife, she'd be feeling good. She's staying in a nice Disney resort, and she's sitting at the pool, and she's drinking her mint julep, and her father's dying in a hospital room. She's feeling good, but I don't think she's happy. Right.
Definitely not working for her.
Right. No. But she could be feeling good, the temperature. It's a beautiful day in Orlando, right? It's just right. It's 70 degrees and it's sunny and I'm at the pool and everything is just luscious, but you're not happy.
No.
Then again, there could be many times that you could be in really, really dire straits and you hear something and you could be happy. Someone could be laying in a hospital deathly ill. And someone brings them the news, you had a child, you had a grandchild, so-and-so got engaged, something, and I'm happy. Now the guy's in pain, he's like wires and tubes and all that, and they tell him like some good news, and he's happy. Even though he's like in agony, he's not feeling good at all, he's in a hospital and feels horrible, but he's happy, because happiness and feeling good don't have anything to do with each other. I once heard that someone taught this lesson. They said that there was a championship football game, and they happened to get a chance to look into the locker room after this team had won a championship football game. Said people were like laying on the floor, they were laying on tables, they were like in agony, they were like, everyone was like, hurting in one way or another. They were so happy. they were ecstatic. They were as happy as could be, right? Now, the guys down the hall looked even worse. Right. But these guys knew that the fact that they were all beaten and bruised and exhausted and in pain was the reason why, because they had to do that in order to get happy. So they were really very happy. I wish I could stand up right now.
Show it right now and smile, but my face isn't moving.
There's really not too much I can do, but I can't really move because I'm in such agony. Right. But I'm happy. So now, where does the happiness come from?
Well, that's what I said. So what is it?
So where does it? So we know it does not come. I think it can be displayed over and over and over again.
So that instant joy of happiness, the guy scores a touchdown, you're jumping up and down, you're happy, but that's not it. There's more to it. Feeling
good is not it. So that's the first thing, because that itself is a real major obstacle. We spend a whole lot of time working on the feeling good.
Life, everything is about feeling good.
Right, gotta feel good, right? Yeah, and I gotta get my car's not right because I bought it. It says he automatically heated seats, and the heater in the seat is not working good, and I've got to get, and I got to spend time, and I'm aggravated, and I'm paying more money, and I paid good money, and I need the seat fixed. Now you say, why? Because you want to be happy? What's the deal? So clearly it's not feeling good, it's something else. So what makes a person happy? So happiness is ultimately, it's two things, but they're very, very, very intertwined. And number one is feeling satisfied with my lot. I am happy with what I have. But there's another step that goes even beyond that. Right. And the step that goes beyond that is, what enables me to be happy with my lot? If I know that, and I believe that it will be good, that it is good and it will be good. Now, for those of us religious people, that means that we believe that God will take care of you. God's looking out for you. There's a God in the world. It's going to be good because God doesn't want to hurt people. God is going to take care of you. And if you're a Jewish person, a great dose of that lesson comes in the month of Adar.
Okay.
Because if you take out the book called The Story of Esther, the book of Esther, and you read the story, and the Jews were done for.
Didn't look good.
Absolutely.
The beginning of that story looked pretty tough.
Anybody wanted to put money down, you're putting your money down on Haman. The Jews didn't stand a chance. They were absolutely and totally done for. Now, the Jews were feeling really bad. There's one guy in the whole story, one man alone, and his name is Mordecai. Mordecai, when Haman comes by, everyone's bowing down to Haman and trembling in their boots, and they're just afraid that, don't take this guy off, he could kill everybody. Okay? But when Haman comes by, Mordecai refuses to bow down to him. Mordecai was not worried about Haman. He had supreme confidence that the Jewish people are going to make it. Now, where did he get that confidence from? Because he says, God said they're going to make it. It says in the Torah, my son, my firstborn Israel. He took him out of Egypt. You think he took him all the way out of Egypt and to schlep him to Iran to die at Haman's hand? Come on, not logical. maintained absolute confidence and belief. And since he had belief in an ultimate higher power and an ultimate good that's in control of things, then you can be happy. Because you're not trying to control things, and you know that you are cared for. Matter of fact, take it a step further. Mordecai goes to Esther. He sends her a message. He says, Esther, you got to do something about this because the Jews are in big trouble. Esther says, I can't do anything.
I freaked out a little bit here. This could be dangerous for her.
Mordecai says, listen, I'm not offering you an opportunity to save the Jews. The Jews are saved. That's it.
Right.
The Jews are saved. The Jews are okay. It looks bad. The Jews are saved. I'm offering you a chance that when they write the Megillah, is it going to be called Megillus Esther or Megillus Jim, Fred, Carolyn, right? Like, who is it going to be? I'm giving you a chance to be the main player here. But the story, the end victory, is we're going to win. That is it. We are going to win.
But does it work that way for individuals as well? Is
Yes.
Esther going to win no matter what?
So Esther has to decide that she wants to make that choice to be on the winning team. This is why we find, and I just was reading about this, a whole boatload of studies. You got things like Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yep.
Okay? So you know the big deal, they turn it over to a higher power. That's a really important thing. Now, they do a lot of things where you have to identify where your stressors come from and avoid situations that tend to bring you to drink and all that. You get this bad habit and drinking, and it all works really good, except when you get really under crisis, and that's when most people fail. So people are good, they're clean, they haven't been drinking for a year or two, and then all of a sudden some huge crisis comes and the guy falls off and he's back drinking again. So what is it about the crisis that knocks him off? So there's a good technique to get yourself back on the road, back on the wagon, but how do you overcome crisis? So at crisis times, you got to believe in something. You've got to have a sense of belief that there's something greater going on. I can get through this. There is something greater than me and bigger than me, and it's under control. I don't have to make this thing happen. It's going to happen. You got to believe. When all these winning teams, right? They ask them all, they're all jumping around and celebrating and shooting off the champagne and all, right? We believe. Coach taught us to believe in the team. We believe in each other. Believe in coach.
Yep.
Yeah, because like a guy gets a belief, like even when a team is losing, and a lot of times, all of a sudden, some teams, like they do a lot of come from behind victories, and they always talk to them, and the guy say, oh yeah, we knew we were going to win. Like, we knew. What do you mean you knew you were going to win? How do you know you're going to win? There's a certain confidence, and a person functions differently when they have that confidence. So this could be true in general. Like for the Jewish people as a people have to have a certain confidence in the peoplehood of the Jews that it continues, and it's going to go on and on. It's gotten this far, it's going to continue. And people can feel that way in their own private lives, that there is a certain sense that I am cared for. Now, I have to man up, and I have to make some good decisions. I have to do the right thing. But I'm doing the right thing within a general structure of belief that it's going to be good. I believe it will be good. So I can walk through life with happiness.
That would be true happiness if you knew, okay, I might make a mistake here, I might make a mistake there, but in the long run, it's all going to work out.
Right.
That would make you content and happy.
So as a Jew, when the month of Adar starts,
right,
we got this big holiday, and what does the holiday say? It all works out.
Don't worry, be happy.
That is the punchline. It's all going to work out. Well, if it's all going to work out, then as stressful as it might be, you can look at the situation. There's always a stressful situation. You want to look to Israel. That's a perpetual stressful situation. As long as I can remember, it's always been in a crisis situation. And there's always something crazy going on that we can't imagine how we're going to get out of. But after all these years, we do manage to still keep getting out of it. And not that everything always goes good. And sometimes things do happen bad. But even to know then, even when something that particularly seems bad, if I believe in a higher power who controls everything, then I know that even that has a positive purpose to it.
It helps you not live your life in crisis, which most people do. I mean,
That's
from
right.
one crisis to the next crisis, the next crisis,
No anxiety. We have to avoid anxiety. I mean, listen, if anybody is, except for maybe certain partisans of one political candidate or another, I think that anyone that would look at the political landscape of the United States has to be somewhat anxious.
I'm a little anxious myself.
It's
I'm a little anxious right
It's
now.
anxious, right? I mean,
Right.
it's like, the alternatives seem like, from worse to worse than that, right?
Yeah, I'm a little worried right now.
Those seem to be the alternatives. A lot of people are scratching their heads. I don't get it. I don't get what's going on. I don't like it. This is not making me feel good. This is, I'm not very happy about this situation. A lot of stuff going on. Looking crazy. I can't see this. I can't see that. This is bad. This is worse. No, that one's worse. No, that one's worse.
Right.
It seems as though like we're trying to decide who's worse. But good, there doesn't seem to be any good around there. Well, if that's the case and that's how you're feeling, so then you have to realize that ultimately we deal with the situation, we make decisions based on what we can make decisions on,
Right.
and ultimately we got to believe that there's a God in the world and He's taking care of things.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you can feel that way, I mean, it makes it's a lot easier. It's a lot better to go through life. Listen, I might trip, I might fall, but in the long run, I'm going to win. The last chapter, when they write the last chapter, it all works out at the end.
Yeah.
It's like you're giving away the end of the story right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Forget about everything that
That's
happened.
right. That's how you can be happy. You already read the end of the
Read
story.
the last page, and he wins. He's okay.
Right.
So, I mean, that makes sense. And if you can go through life that way, I get it. That's the true happiness.
Right. Now we can enforce our happiness with each other. We can enforce this is what happens. Just like the alcoholic, who usually has I don't know what they call him, a mentor, a coach, or whatever. They always partner them up.
Yeah.
And when you're in crisis, you call your person, whoever it is, and your friend helps you, talks you through it, right? What's the friend basically tell you? Don't worry, it's going to work out. You can make it. You can make it. I know you can make it. It's like the coach is telling everyone, we can make it, right? We can make it. We're only down by whatever it is. We can win this thing. We can do it. Don't give up. As soon as you give up, as soon as you get anxious, then you're done for. Then for sure you can't make it. You've got to remain confident. That's where the coach comes in. That's where the friends come in.
You coached me so much. As soon as we're done, I'm going to my drawer, flushing the whole stash. Now. I feel great now.
You don't need it.
Dumping the whole thing in the toilet.
Right.
I got to keep. You
but
coach me. I feel
that's
great
just
now.
going to make you feel good, but you're not going to be happy. The truth is, getting back to the feel good and be happy. Half the time, if not more, that people spend money to feel good, they end up actually unhappy.
It usually works that way.
By trying to feel good.
Right.
They felt good, but they're unhappy.
If you know it's going to work out all right, I think you're going to feel a little bit better.
That's right. Okay.
I feel good now. I'm happy to see these guys behind me.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
great.
I'm a happy guy. Good stuff. Well,
okay.
Hey, I don't know how we're going to top this one, but
We're just going to be happy.
All right. See you then. See you next week.